At Cantech 2019, we are with Greg Engel, the CEO of Organigram. Greg, always a pleasure to talk to you.
Great, nice to see you again.
So what's the latest update at Organigram? You recently reported your earnings.
Yeah, so we put our earnings out for our Q1 fiscal 19 just on Monday of this week, and two key aspects for us. One is positive EBITDA, which I think is the first since companies have gone into the adult recreational market, and we've got a very low cost of goods. So we're reporting a cash cost of 56 cents, which is remarkable when you compare to other companies that have built out big greenhouses with the kind of premise they would be low cost. As the only large-scale indoor producer in Canada, we've shown our focus on high quality has also led to a low cost of goods, which is giving us now a 71% margin, which is exceptional in the space.
You also reported that you probably, as a cannabis player, have one of the highest inventories in the industry.
Yeah, we do. So one of the challenges we had as we kind of ramped up in production was packaging. So we've had no issues in production scale, which other companies have had in many cases, but we've had some issues with getting through production and getting through packaging, sorry. And so one of those issues is we built up significant inventory. So at the end of that last quarter, which was November, we actually had $91 million in inventory. We're working hard to get through that product and get it on the market. And the guidance we've given to the market is that our Q2, which we're in right now, will be at a minimum double our sales for our Q1. So we expect to be in that kind of $25 million range at a minimum for sales. So it's a big move for us, but a lot of inventory we got to get packaged for sure.
Are you also prepping yourself for the edibles market this October?
Yeah, we are. So a big part of my operations team, our QA team, has come from the food and beverage industry. We do have a partnership with the Green Solution out of Colorado. So we've got access to all the formulations for edibles, beverages, vaporizable products. So we've been working diligently kind of on preparing for those products. We also just announced last week an agreement with a group called Canada's Smartest Kitchen, which is an R&D kitchen. So we're looking to refine the products we've developed with TGS to bring even a higher quality edible product. So yeah, we'll be ready with a limited range of products at launch for the fall, certainly vaporizable and a number of edible products to bring to market when those regulations come into force in October of 2019.
What's your view on how all the good work that's happening at Organigram and how that's reflecting on the stock on the market?
Yeah, so we've seen, and I think, this quarter report, and now we're seeing, we've had the last couple of days our highest volume share trading days in the history of the company. So I think that has been a reflection of kind of our story getting out, people seeing, a lot of companies have put out promises about they're going to produce X amount, or, here's what their forward-looking kind of production levels are, and we're actually producing those levels. When we've given guidance to the market, we're actually hitting it, and I think, investors are starting to move to a more traditional metric now. They want to look at, what's your EBITDA, what's your margin, what's your cash on hand, and how are you going to use that cash, and I think that's a big part of a shift away from promise to a more traditional kind of investor view.
And where do you hope to see yourself next year at 2019, at the 2020 Cantech?
It's a great question. So certainly we've been making moves internationally. So we've got a partnership with a company in Germany called Alpha Cannabis. We're looking to, expand into the German market going forward. We've been exporting already to Australia. We've got an agreement with a Serbian company called Aviana that's traded on the CSE here in Canada to source CBD from hemp from them. And we look to continue looking at what are the alternatives on the international market. We're seeing such demand for CBD in other global markets. One of the more interesting agreements we have as well is with Hyacinth, which is a biosynthesis company out of Montreal, and they're capable of producing cannabinoids using biosynthesis, which is yeast fermentation and then using proprietary enzymatic conversion to produce CBG, CBD, THC. And whether that's really relevant for those of the investors that don't know, biosynthesis is how half the world's insulin is produced. So it's already a proven methodology, and now into cannabinoids, that's going to give us a pure form for future products at a very low cost versus plant-based production.
Excellent. Greg Engel, wish you all the best with Organigram. Thank you.
Great. Thanks again for having me.